What would you care to hear about?
Well, what races you have run, and then also why did you decided to start this race?
Oh, I've done, well, when I was in Alaska and I got started, I joined up with a friend, Ed Borden, and we had 36 dogs together.
That's a lot of dogs.
And he was originally from Alabama, and he wanted to move to Alaska to run the Iditarod. So him and I, in 1983, moved up to Soldotna on the Kenai Peninsula to train our dogs because Juneau, Alaska is about like living in Seattle. So we moved there to get snow, and we started training, and in 1984 we got a team in with the help of Dean Osmar, and Bruce Stenton was a big help because we were handlers for him in 82 and 83. And then we got a team in the 84, and then due to just differences in opinions, we split. So I started training in 86. I did the 1,000-mile Yukon Quest. That's from Fairbanks to Whitehorse.
I've heard of that one.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
I've
the
heard of
only
that one.
race you cannot carry a gun because you have to cross the border.
Oh, wow.
Which nobody told the moose.
Oh, no.
So, or the little wolfies that followed me. I had a pack of 12 wolves following me into Carmex. But that went well. My dogs quit eating, so I lost my pack that I was running with. You usually run in groups.
Mhm.
You know, there's the
Yeah.
winners, there's the middle of the winners, and then there's they call them campers.
That's what I was. I was a camper today.
Yeah, well, I ended up, my dogs quit eating, so I had to sit put for 12 hours.
Yeah.
So I lost my group, and I was way too fast for the group I was in.
Mhm.
And I ended up breaking trail for 600 miles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, pretty much I drove 600 miles alone. Breaking trail, and it snowed every night, and
Yeah.
cold every night. It would clear up overnight and then snow all day. So it was a fun run. Cold, but 52 below was 60 mile an hour.
Yeah.
Winds were the worst. Recorded. It was a lot more on the river. And then I moved here to try to get sponsors to go back up and run Iditarod and keep doing long distance racing. And it kind of fell through, and that darling blue-eyed blonde that's running things out there came along, and I couldn't afford to get back to Alaska. So
I understand that.
I love the little girl.
Yeah.
So I had 12 dogs, and I was putzing around and doing like little sprint racing just to see what it was. I even tried freight racing,
Mhm.
where they put 66 pounds of barn lime, bags of barn lime
Mhm.
for every dog you have.
Okay.
So if you're running 6, you're basically pulling 396
Oh,
pounds.
wow.
Yeah, that was fun trying to control a
Yeah.
sled, especially downhill. And then a guy I worked with didn't believe I ran sled dogs. And I said, I do too. He goes, no, you don't. I like, what do you think the rigs and sleds are on top of my sled? Show. And so I decided to do a race. I lost my bottom right at the last minute. Somebody decided to say, if you're going to use our parking lot, you need $1 million worth of insurance. I'd raised just enough money to cover the porta potties, so the insurance money came, and it was too late. I had it publicized. So then I went with my insurance lady. She got me a deal, $459 for 2 hours. But my wife agreed to do it again, but she goes, if you ever figure out a way to make money doing this, the money has to go to kids. So
okay.
we called around and we decided on Make-A-Wish because it's a wonderful organization.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't say the percentage that goes back, but it's more than any other organization donates back. I mean,
That's
as far as the
incredible.
percentage of what they take in that
Yeah.
goes out, I'm not going to publicize that. They use a lot of the money that they
Yeah.
take.
Oh, no doubt.
I mean, they have to pay 1 or 2 salaries, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a wonderful organization, and I really enjoy doing it, especially for the kids. You
Yeah.
can see our stars.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna
that's-
have to go around and look again.
That's just 3 out of the 35 I think we had, and all the good. You've seen all the volunteers that
Yeah.
we get. I have over the years. I do give each one of them one
Mm-hmm.
because they do so much work.
Well, I'm sure
Especially
that-
helping an old man like me set this up. And
Well, I'm sure that they have an interest in this as well. You know, if they haven't started doing it already, then they're able to see it, you know, for themselves firsthand. It's kind of like when I went up north and I saw my first race. I'm like, yeah, this is definitely something that I want to get into. You
Yeah.
know.
I actually saw a guy. I was walking 2 Siberian puppies that I owned with my nephew. He was about 5, and we were walking, and I looked, and Bill Yankee, another Iditarod runner, was coming through the campground, and I just looked, and I'm like, I wanna do that.
Yeah.
And I said, Charlie, run. So we got out of his way, but
Mhm.
that sparked the interest, and then I ran into Ed Borden, and that's how it started. And
Yeah.
then it came down to my wife said, if you make any money at it, you have to donate it to children.
Yeah.
Okay,
Do you still run dogs?
yeah, I'm down to 2. I lost 3 in
Okay.
18 months to
Yeah.
the illness, and cancer is a very bad word.
Yeah.
Especially my wife Laura. I don't know if you've seen the ever-ready rabbit running around with the food.
Mm-mm.
She's a 2-time cancer survivor.
Yeah, I've lost quite a few members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a
It's a tough one. It's
She-
a really tough one.
especially when you lose a dog and you've had it for 15 years.
I lost my senior in March of this year. She was my first husky mix, and she was my ride or die. You know, we traveled half the country together.
Uh-huh.
She went out to North Carolina with me, down to Alabama. I didn't bring her down when I went to the wolf preserve because I love wolves too.
Oh, yeah, not a good thing to put a dog out with the
No,
wolves.
no. She stayed home when I would go to the wolf preserve to volunteer, but she was my favorite dog.
Well, I got Toto, the puppy of one of the better dogs I've ever had, and I've had over 200 over the years.
Mm.
I figure I started in '82,
Yeah.
and plus when I was in high school, I always had a dog. But I fell in love with Siberians, and I bought one from my karate instructor, and then he had one left, so I bought Stolichnya's sister, Andrea, and then out of the same litter a year later, I ended up with his brother because he ended up in the Humane Society.
Mm-hmm.
Because on a Siberian, they're a special breed.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, that's how it all got started. Just a guy said, I don't believe you. You don't run sled dogs. I'm like,
Look up.
I do. Your wife knows how to use the internet. Look it up. Can't depend on snow. Hall of Fame. It's right at the bottom. So that's how it got started. And then Fond du Lac County and David Brandenburg that you just met have been so good to us over the last 23 years.
Yeah.
They help us out in any way possible. Like they gave us a gator today in case, just to have on hand
Mhm.
in case somebody got hurt out there. We could go.
That was me.
Doesn't matter. I told the kids to put a cone on you so I could find you afterwards. But no, and that helped get in a nice Fond du Lac High School.
Yeah.
Like they sent, I think there were 8 kids to help with the food and out on the trail and in the shoot, and they were a ton of help.
Yeah, I did notice that today.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't believe even just one paw is a great addition to, like, because it don't seem like they're doing much, but it just takes one incident to have them there
Yeah.
to get it. Like how many clean runs did we have out of 34?
Mhm.
And it only takes one to go oops.
Mhm.
So they're out there with a walkie-talkie,
Mhm.
freezing, getting wet, and
Yeah, my
so-
shoes are still wet and cold.
when they were high schoolers, I saw them pick Dad. Nikki was like, Dad, the kids came in, and I'm like, okay. She goes, Dad, some of them are wearing tennis shoes. I'm like, ah.
Hey, I'm still learning.
I'm like, and I'm sure you're sick of people asking you, are you going to be warm enough? But we got
I
it.
learned my
And,
lessons.
I know we fed.
yeah, wet feet. There was one little girl, like she was a little cold in the starting shoot. We were saying, just go in and grab some hot chocolate and warm up a minute. We're not going anywhere, and it'll be fine.
Mhm.
You're volunteering. It's not like I got a gun to your head.
Yeah.
This is like you're being nice to me. I don't want you to be miserable. So, because I appreciate any help I get.
Yeah.
So, anything else? You want to say hi, David?
I currently don't have anything else.
Okay.
Thank you so much because.
Oh, well, I want to say thank you for
Yeah.
coming. I
No,
appreciate
thank
it.
you.